So I just came back from Superbooth 25 where we showed Spotykach, our new dual looper. And in this video, I wanted to, first of all, thank you everyone who participated and gave it a try, gave it a spin and made some noise with it. We had some really interesting music, we had some really interesting noise and everything in between. Classically trained violinists were playing on this. Experimental composers were doing all sorts of sound design on it. And Vlad was doing hardcore techno with Parker, which was awesome as well. In this video, I'm going to take a minute or a couple of minutes to play based on some of the things that you guys played. I want to show you some tricks. It's mainly going to be focused on sound design in the real mode. So it's tape, monophonic, not polyphonic, and slice. Yeah, we'll get to slice mode and drift mode soon, but this is just going to be about sound design, experimentation, and ambient, because that's what I'm into at the moment. So I spent some time to play, and I want to show you the things that I've discovered. We still have a few units, very few units. I think that we reached 90-something orders already, so we're going to cap this at 100. So if you're seeing this and you see that it's sold out, I'm sorry, we just can't produce in the setup that we have at the moment on time to everyone over 100 units. So you'll have to wait for October. But if you are seeing it on time and you're buying, that's awesome, because you're going to get the Oaka microphones that we have as a special release for this. You guys probably saw it in the other video. So these beautifully made contact mics sound absolutely amazing, and they're worth about 200 euros. You are going to get one of these in the package, and you're also going to get it around June, July, while everybody else is going to get it in October. And it's also cheaper now than what it is going to be in October. So links below if you want to order one. This is your last chance, and let's play some music. All right, let's start from scratch. I'm gonna reset the whole thing. So these are our decks, 2 stereo decks, and this is the size knob. I'm going to put it all the way up so we hear everything that we're recording, 100% of its size. Position is going to be all the way to the left, so we hear it from the beginning. And then we have the envelope turned off practically, because when it's all the way to the left, it is off. As soon as we turn it up, then we start introducing short attack, long decay, and then the other way around, and we can play with that. We can also turn off our modulation sources, the circle one and the rectangular one. We have our switch position all the way up, and mix is in the center, so we can hear what we are playing. If it will be all the way to the right, then we don't really get monitoring. If we're all the way to the left, then we hear the monitoring, but we're not really hearing our recording. So I'm going to put it in the center. I'm connected from the input. The input is coming from the Zoom recorder right here that is off camera. And I'm going into the touch effects that gives me some reverb. So let's do some demonstration. This is no reverb. This is a Sean Costello open source reverb that's implemented into simple touch effects. I have here the room size also. So I can make it more a civilized room and more complete wash. I'm also distorting a bit. Let me try to lower the volume here. Yeah, might also turn on the delay. This is a Nick Donald Sony for Sonic Audio delay implemented into here. So if we do, let's turn off the reverb. So it's the same delay that is implemented into Audrey 2 feedback synth. So I might be doing this, and sometimes I might also add distortion. So I have a bunch of touch pads here, and the These are different kinds of distortions. So this one, it's like saturation, and this is a sort of bit crusher. This is another bit crusher. And this is another bit crusher. So I might be playing with these. The reason I think this is useful is because we're going to have effects implemented into these touchpads. And with a core community that is joining now for the pre-release, we're going to decide what kind of textures and time-based effects. In Flux, it is time-based effects, and in Grit, it is texture-based effects. So they're probably going to be something around the realm of this, but we need to see exactly what we want to do. Without further ado, let's play some music. If I don't have any signal in and I do hold Alt and play, you can see that it's now blinking. It is armed, waiting for recording, but it doesn't hear anything, so it doesn't start. As soon as I'll do this, we have now a recording. Let's see, the reason that we don't hear it is because we're now faded into the left deck, that's A. If we turn this to the right, so pitch is implemented into the center knob. And because we're in real mode, that means that it is like tape. So time and pitch are binded together. We can also change to slice mode. And then we're basically doing time stretching. So time stays the same, pitch changes. Sort of like what you would do in Ableton. Is a different interpolation of the signal, which actually can create really interesting textures. And since in this video I'm trying to create all sorts of textures, I might be switching to slice as well. Okay. Another thing that we can do that's super nice is make our grain or my size of the loop very short and then start scanning with the position through the complete recording. This was nice. So that is basically something that you would do on a morphogene, for instance. This sounds really cool. I really want to connect the sequencer now to Volt per octave because that would probably make a pretty damn cool sort of pad. But I'm not going to do it now. We're going to wait with Volt per octave till it's properly implemented in the coming weeks. For now, let's try to just do this modulation that I just did on the position with the built-in LFO. So we can turn glow up. You can see how the light in the circle here glows very, very slowly. I'm going to connect this into the position. You can see that I switched here up. So size is not affected, only position is affected. I can also switch to here, which now actually changes only the size. Nice. I can also change both, so I can put the switch in the center. And now we're scanning through the position we're changing the size of our slice. Nice. What I can also do is take the same signal from here and put it into here, which is controlling my mix between the two decks. So you can see how the volume is now changing, because I don't really have anything recorded on this side. Let's change that. So I'm gonna turn this off for a moment, and I'm going to start recording here. I'm gonna make some noise with a noise box. So again, waiting for signal to come in, which is pretty handy. And let's turn off the reverb so we can really hear all the textures that we made now. Adding some distortion. Cool. We can also reverse this, pressing here. Some reverb. We're making the room really small. A bit crushing. We're still animating, by the way, this. So if I press play now, it should actually mix between the two. And we're in stereo mode, so both of them are stereo, receiving the signal in stereo and sending it out in stereo. Of course, these are mono devices, it's just a microphone. But keep that in mind. And some delay. Reversing. Cutting this short brings some interesting digital. Yeah, the cool thing about a looper like this is that you're going to discover things that you don't really expect. And I can go from complete organic sounds. Let's maybe turn this off for a moment. So I can get from organic movements like this into complete digital kind of sounds. This can basically oscillate if I capture a moment here. What I also love about this, it's not really implemented to the LEDs yet, but as soon as, like when you turn all the way to the left, you're basically stopping the LEDs. You're stopping the tape, and the LEDs are going to reflect that. So when you're in here, you should be turning in the speed of the clock. But as soon as you start pitching it down, you're basically slowing down the tape, which should actually be indicated in the movement of the LEDs until the point that it just stops. Let's try to create a bit of an oscillator on the other side. So I'm not animating anything because the attenuator here is turned off. If I bring this up, it starts animating both of them because the switch is in the center. So let's keep it this way. One of the design decisions that we've made here is to actually make the attenuators larger than the oscillator frequency. So the cycle here is actually a small trimmer, while the knob here is bigger because it's easier to actually see. Like you can't really animate this with one finger. But normally it would not really change the speed of the cycle that much. It would actually change the attenuation. So the attenuation is the large knob, and the oscillation frequency or cycle is a trimmer. So now we're turned off and we have an oscillator. I love this tape. Let's turn off the delay for a second and just listen to this. The reverb also. This is what we got. This is what we're working with. Keep in mind that this is still not granular mode. So like drift, the third mode, is going to be granular, which would mean that there's going to be a separation between the grains that are playing. At the moment, we're just hearing exactly the center. But in drift, we'll be able to hear like multiple grains together, which can create really interesting textures. This still is super nice. Ooh. So we add some animation. That's what I'm talking about. Man, this was sound design is going to take us to a whole new place. One of the main deliberate decisions that we had here is there are no screens. Lots of LEDs, which made it quite challenging in terms of electronics engineering. But I think it really pays off because it makes for such an immediate experience. People who tried to play this in our booth, basically immediately, like after 30 seconds, you get the idea. And then it's just about like, okay, what happens if I'm going to connect this into the volume and see what happens? And like, you just play around. In a sense, it's very much like a modular system, but then you don't necessarily have to have a modular system to do that. Let's now turn off the volume. So it should actually affect this. So now we're controlling with the same signal the mix, so the volume of this deck. This is not affected because it's 100%, so we're only hearing this deck. We're changing the position and the size. And we can now turn the crossfader into here. This is literally just noise in here. Scanning through the loop to find what other textures we can discover here. Could also play with the envelope and maybe make this a bit. Oh, cool. I think this is it for today. I'm going to take a break to clean the studio up. If you guys want to join the pre-release, do it now. We only have just a few, I think under 10 units that are, like, we're basically going to cap at 100. And then you're going to get the unit in June, maybe early July. And that means that you'll be able to participate in the development of the extra features that are going to be implemented in the coming months through the summer. You're also going to get this Wacom microphone. It's cheaper now than what it's going to be when it's officially released. And I can't wait to see what kind of features you guys are going to bring up so we can really make this even 10 times more exceptional than what it is. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Write a comment because that really helps us bring more people to the YouTube channel. And I'll see you online. Ciao.